First of all, good afternoon, everyone. It's an absolute pleasure to be here today and to have this wonderful panel with this wonderful gentleman. Thank you very much for accepting this invitation. I think, first of all, I would like to extend a heartfelt thanks to the Saudi Pro League and also to the organizers of World Football Summit Asia for the exceptional work that has been done these couple of days, and also for setting the stage, for this platform that is much needed for our industry as well. And I think Riyadh is a great backdrop, especially ahead of the Saudi Vision 2030. So please allow me to introduce myself. I'm Ivan Codina, Managing Director for the Singapore Regional Office, looking after the entire region of Southeast Asia, Japan, and Korea. And again, it's a privilege to be here in front of these esteemed professionals. Setting a little bit the context for the session today. The growth of football in Asia has been nothing short than extraordinary in the last few years, with remarkable contributions from the region, such as the Saudi Pro League, which has captured we will all agree that they have captured the global attention with these transformative initiatives, including the high-profile signings and the robust investment in youth development projects and many more projects to come. We also have the Japan J-League's efforts, which have always been setting the benchmark for the development of football and technology in the sport. So I'm very happy also to work with you. And also, last but not the least, the Malaysia Football League, where in Malaysia the passion for football is thriving and is fueled by the grassroots efforts and the landmark events like the AFF Mitsubishi Cup coming up soon. Just one more thing from my end. At La Liga, we are always deeply committed to support all the football initiatives in any part of the world where we operate. Asia is not being different than the other parts of the world, so we've been working very closely with all the organizations represented here today. And just to start with the panelists' introductions. Enough of me talking. I think that everybody pretty much wants to hear a little bit of our guests sharing a little bit more. So I think that I would like to ask every panelist to do a very short introduction of yourself. Maybe a quick icebreaker also I would like to include as sharing with us your favorite moment, memory in football. So maybe we can start with you, Aida-san.
Sure, thank you. First of all, thank you for providing me such an occasion. It's very my pleasure. And my name is Tetsuya Aida. Call me Aida, it's easier to pronounce. But I'm in charge of the global partnership, not limited to the sponsorship, but also the leagues and the clubs and etc. And I joined the J-League at the beginning of the 2023. And my previous job was I'm in the banking industry, where I was an FX trader and sales. So it was
quite a change. No?
It was a very big change, but I'm very, very happy to work for the football industry. And football memory.
Yes.
My team outside of Japan is the Queen's Park Rangers, because I lived for 5 years in London. But what is good is no harm to everyone supporting Queen's Park Rangers. So if I support, say, Spurs, then I can talk to the Arsenal supporters, Gunners, also. So it was good. But the bad thing is that we are almost relegated. It's currently the 23rd out of 24 clubs in the championships, British Championship League. So,
thank you.
I'm a strong Queen's Park Rangers supporter. So if there's anyone who supports the Queen's Park Rangers, please let me know.
Anyone? No? Okay, all right. Giorgio, please.
Well, I start. First of all, thanks a lot for having us and sharing the stage with you guys. I start with the football memories, so everyone knows where I'm from. This was 2006 when Cannavaro lifted the World Cup in Berlin, in Germany. So that is my most important moment in football as a football fan. So as you can understand, I'm from Italy, but I've been exported to Southeast Asia for quite a bit of time. I used to work with Ivan, so it's a good friend, and happy to be here with you as well. And I've been for 8 years working in Southeast Asia. I cover 5 markets out of 11, Thailand, Malaysia, Cambodia, Laos, and Myanmar. And suddenly, few months ago, I embarked. First, I was with La Liga. Sorry, I didn't mention. Yes, covering these areas. But then, a few months ago, I embarked another journey. That is the Chief Executive Officer of Malaysia Football League. For the ones that are not familiar with Southeast Asia or the leagues around the part of the world, we are the number 2 in according to AFC ranking in the region. We have the number 1 club in Southeast Asia, again, based on the AFC ranking, that is Johor Darul Ta'zim, called also GDT. And a few months ago, I started this journey, and happy to tell you something later, but yeah, here we are, and starting this process.
Thank you, Giorgio. Once again, congratulations on your new role.
Thank you so much.
Last but not least, Omar, please, if you want to share a little bit.
Yes, of course. First of all, I want to welcome everybody to the beautiful city of Riyadh, and it's definitely a pleasure sharing the panel with these gentlemen. I started into this role not that long ago, January, so a little less than a year, so in the midst of the massive transformation that we've been going through. And if I want to just recall my favorite football memories, I'd say they're quite far apart. My first one being in 1994, when there was a historic player called Aida made an amazing and historic goal. And fast forward to the last World Cup with that amazing goal from Dosiri in Argentina. I think these are probably the most memorable football moments that I have. Of course, I don't, like Aida, I don't come from a football background, but I think something that is crucial for anybody who's working in football, they have to have passion for football. They need to breathe, sleep, and eat football for them to be successful in this industry. My background, I've worked with several international companies, both retail and consumer goods, focusing on commercial, marketing, customer experience, and brand development. And this is pretty much a lot of what we're bringing today as a league to improve and develop the league moving forward.
Very good. I must say I'm not that surprised with both your favorite moments. Maybe I'm a little bit more surprised with Aida's moment, but still very legit. All right, let's go with some of the discussion itself that we discussed, and I think that is probably what everybody is looking forward to find out more. So I think that moving into the current challenges of each of the different organizations, and perhaps we can start with you, Omar. SPL has been tremendous, has seen a tremendous growth, in the last few years, and as I said before, the marquee signings, the infrastructure upgrades. What challenges did you face, to reach the current stage, and what are the key highlights on the challenges that you had along the way until the current moment?
So I think from our perspective, we, as cliche as it might sound, we don't look at things as challenges. We look at them as opportunities that are yet to be uncovered. And that's really the mindset that drives everything that we do as an organization. Obviously, our transformation is massive. We've looked at the game end to end, be it regulatory, infrastructure, sporting, but also the commercial and branding. Maybe the thing that gets most people excited is who was signed to which club every transfer window, but it's much more than that we've been doing, because we believe that we need to develop the whole ecosystem ground up. So be it working with the clubs side by side, or with the federation, or with the ministry, to really have a total holistic approach to how we develop the game. But of course, with any change, any transformation, it's not easy. It requires a lot of effort, a lot of passion, a lot of dedication to push forward and overcome any obstacles that it might have. I think I can't really call out any challenges, to be honest with you, because we've been doing it in a very cyclical way. But in any change, there's a change management. You need people to get on board with the transformation that's happening. You need to explain it. You need to enable people to contribute to it. And I think so far, everything that we've achieved has been a testament of the great work that is happening. If we look at the number of signings that we've done over the past 2 years, historic, as never done before. If we look at the quality of play on the pitch, matches are much more competitive and exciting today. If we look at the impact we've created in the world of football today, we're broadcasted in over 160 countries. Our reach, when you look at all our communication channels, our social media challenges, has quadruples in terms of the reach that we have. And there's a lot of interest and curiosity in what we're doing today. We've hosted so many different nationalities into our games, and then through partnerships with different leagues. We have a standing, actually, partnership with the J League of Exchange, and that's really how we approach things. It's really about how do we collaborate with the wider football community to learn, exchange, and develop the local Saudi Pro League.
I love the approach, there's more opportunities rather than challenges. So definitely it looks like you guys have been able to find the right way to face these opportunities. All right, moving on, perhaps with Aida-san, Japan's remarkable performance, especially in the last few international events, including a painful defeat against Spain in the last World Cup. How does J League continue to nurture talent and sustain the success? And what have been these also challenges or opportunities that you guys have been facing along the way?
Yes, actually, one of the big challenges is to get an appropriate transfer fee in the transfer market. And as you said, luckily Japan made a great success in the World Cup. And most of the European leagues are focusing on Japanese talent, young talented player right now. And for example, the Mitoma, who's playing at Brighton, and he went from the Japanese club to the Belgian club at first. 1.5 years spent at the Belgian league, and when he went to the Belgian league, let's say that the transfer fee was just €1 billion, something like that. Then 1.5 years spent in the Belgian league. I'm not sure that he improved his skill or the quality or not, but and then at that time he went to the Brighton and the Premier League. It's the fee boost up to the, let's say, €50 million or something like that. So that the J League club couldn't get the appropriate fee. So that if we can get the gap of the 40 million euro, something like that, we can maybe our J League club spent more money to acquire the other talented players, something like that. So that our, as I said again, that our big challenge is with Japanese talented player to get the very appropriated transfer fee, and which makes our clubs bigger and bigger to maybe have a power in Asia.
I like to think that it's also a big opportunity then.
Yeah.
No? I mean, if you are able to find a way to have a better way to monetize, the development of the talent before they jump into Europe. Very good. Giorgio, for Malaysia, a country that I know very well, right? But I think that Malaysia has achieved a lot recently, especially from hosting international football events to the performance of JDT, especially in the Asian tournaments, Asian Champions League. What are the main barriers or the main hurdles that Malaysia Football League now is facing in this current period? And how you tackling these challenges?
Well, Uh, let's say that before COVID, the league was growing quite fast. Then the process stopped a bit during COVID. So there's been this curve going down that, of course, affect a lot the development process of all the clubs. Luckily, we have one that is one and two clubs that are playing in the AFC competitions, and the ones that are bringing the flag of Malaysia across the region. But I think Asia is so big that at the end, every kilometers, everything is different, right? So in our case, in Southeast Asia, where there are 700 million people, perhaps, the main step that all the leagues must do, including MFL for Malaysia, or as well Indonesia, Thailand, is to do that step of professionalization of the club management that can bring them to the right stage and start running things in the proper way. It's not easy. Sometimes the main obstacle is, let's say, the mentality. That is something that you can study everything about finance, management, but then the mentality can be the obstacle to make things happen. So that is the main challenge for us, and I'm sure that I can share this challenge with the other leagues across the region. So once these leagues, including mine, will go into this professionalization concept, that they can be run, generate revenues, interact with the stakeholders, and bring up the football as a system, then that part of the world definitely will be the next region to look for and to look after, because it's so big that then we will raise up for sure.
Couldn't agree more. For the knowledge that I have on that region in particular, definitely, I think one of the main things is how to help, develop and convert the domestic leagues in a more professional structure. So I'm sure that you will probably share more in the next question. Perhaps now we can start looking at what are how these opportunities, translate into a long-term vision for your organizations. Maybe we can change a little bit the order. Maybe we can go with Giorgio, so we can continue a little bit. So as you said, Malaysia in particular, included in the Southeast Asia and sharing probably the similar challenge that some of the neighboring countries. Professionalism is one of the opportunities, but what is the league's vision to become a dominant force in Asian football in the next decade, or if it's not in the entire Asia, at least for sure starting with your region?
Well, the first step, as I used to work for La Liga and I heard about economic control so much, definitely that is one of the first things that we did to implement. Actually, MFL is the only league in Southeast Asia with a financial fair play system. But as I said before, the theory is always good. The putting it in place is always a different story. So that is the main thing that we need to fix in order to have that sort of a blueprint to go and move forward. Definitely, compared to what from the Saudi Pro League, where we have seen all over the world, the infrastructures is another thing that we need to improve. But luckily, we have a good conversation with our sports minister in order to upgrade the venues, and definitely we can say that yes, we are in the right track to renovate, to improve the venues, because at the end we always hear that a venue is a source of revenues and so on, but in some part of the world is still lagging behind in terms of quality of the venue itself. So that one is another point that we are addressing together with the financial fair plays. And then, well, the development of football in general, because clubs, yes, are performing, but at the end, when the league grow together and all the clubs grow, is when the league can fly and reach the objectives. Difficult to be just few teams. This is happened all over the world. So also push for the development of the local players and mix with foreigners. That is another important step that we we are working on.
How would you say how important is for Malaysia Football League and for Malaysia in general development of perhaps more structure, like youth, programs, that can enhance, like a bit the pathways and development of some of the youngsters in the country. Is this something that you think is also part of the main points of your agenda, or?
Yes, because it's true that it's easy to buy players. Of course, if you have the possibility to purchase, yes. But at the end, if you create your own talents, is where the whole system can move forward, the national team can perform, and so on. So the clubs are now starting looking at this in a different way. I'm not saying that the foreigners are not a good part of our football. Definitely they are, but step by step, the number of players must increase. The local players push on the academy, and with the support of the Football Association as well, need to create this block of Malaysian people, Malaysian players, and then step by step we will find these national heroes that you and me mentioned so many times. Yeah.
Much needed, right? For all the different leagues and on the entire Asia. All right, so we move to J-League. The J-League has long been a league seen with a model for professionalism and also development in Asia. And how do you envision leveraging these foundations, and to expand internationally, which I believe is one of your new key projects in the strategy? How important or how do you see this taking more importance in the next years to come, the expansion of the league internationally and some of the other challenges or opportunities that you have shared with me?
Yes.
If you want to elaborate a little bit and share.
Yes. It's also kind of the internationalization, but we decided the season shift. The current season, our current season starts at the February. It's in the December. It's a totally opposite side of the European seasons. Yeah. But we decided to shift our change to align to the European season, which starts in summer and which will end the next maybe May or something like that. So there are two reasons. So as I said, we maximize the opportunity in the transfer market. So that after maybe the season, the June, July, August is a huge transfer market in the football industry. Yeah. But our current season doesn't fit that transfer market. So it's really in the middle of the season, which started in February. It's very in the middle of the season. So that we always miss the good opportunity in the transfer market. So that is a reason why we changed the season to the European season, which we like to capture the maximum transfer fee to the clubs. And another reason we changed the season is to avoid the extremely humid and the hot season in summer in Japan. So we believe that improving the football quality is good to attract the people to come to the stadium. So the improving quality is maybe the most important things in football itself. Yeah. So by changing the season to align to the European season, we believe we will have a great maybe benefit to expand our business in the global.
I've seen that, like having conversations with some of the other leagues that especially something that is quite common in that part of the world, so more and more the leagues are trying to unify a calendar so everybody can let's say play under the similar rules and especially for a transfer market. What would be perhaps, if I can ask, in the next 5 to 10 years, what would be the main, objective for the league? Is for the league to expand internationally and be more follow in other parts of the world or in the same region? Is it identifying new revenue streams, or is there any particular, roadmap that J League, has in place that it can help the league to go into the next level? Obviously, very well established in North Asia and mainly in the entire continent. But is there any particular or elements that you have in mind that you can share with us?
Yeah. The simple target for next 10 years is to increase the revenue of the clubs and the leagues by 1.5 or twice. That's a very simple strategy.
Simple, but still challenging, right?
But how? The one is the transfer fee, get the appropriate transfer fee. Mm-hmm. And maybe we have to go global to attract the global sponsorship. Mm-hmm. And also the last one I believe is that the broadcasting rights. So I believe the Asian Champions League could have more value. Okay. The most of the European clubs get the money from the broadcasting fee from the European Champions League. Yeah. So we believe we get together to improve the Asian football championship value in future.
Well, I guess this is the right forum, right? Probably everybody can gather at some point and have a bit of a discussion. Thank you for sharing. Omar, going back to SPL. So SPL has been, as we said, several tremendous growth through the marquee and the signings and infrastructure upgrades. You said that there is a lot of opportunities that you've seen in these challenges, more than challenges, opportunities. This current stage, reached this point, what are the ambitions of the league, the Saudi Pro League for the next 3 to 5 years, for the long run, where do you see the league, going in the direction that you guys have been defining, and what are the ambitions, of consolidation of the project?
Before I answer that, I just wanted to probably comment on what Giorgio mentioned about, the change management and influencing clubs to be part of the development journey, and probably just share a bit of what we've been doing in the country. There's more, let's say, drastic things that have been happening, such as privatization. And I think that brings about a completely different perspective in terms of how do you professionalize and accelerate that growth. And so far, out of the 18 member clubs, we have 5 this season that are actually private. But what we've also been doing as a league, we've taken the responsibility of club development. So we sat with all the clubs. We kind of aggregated what are the different challenges that they are going through, but also what are the things that we kind of want to develop with the clubs. And we've categorized different initiatives to enable the clubs to improve on different aspects. And by doing that, it was kind of a bottom-up approach that meant that we got a lot of buy-in from the clubs and more willingness to actually change and develop as we move on. And maybe this is something we can discuss separately on sharing that experience. Now, when it comes to where our ambitions are today, if I want to sum it up, is to be among the top 10 in the world. Today, as of the last AFC ranking, Saudi Pro League is the #1 league in Asia. It's a proud milestone that we've achieved, obviously, with a lot of hard work and collaboration. But a lot of our focus today is really on the fan. It's really about putting the fan at the center of everything we do, and how can we improve everything outside of the 90 minutes, be it about stadium accessibility and the whole journey that fans will go through, be it about the content and the storytelling, and how can we improve and give more access to our fans, be it about fixing and improving on our broadcasting and production and our overall distribution. So there's a lot of focus in the upcoming period on really creating a unique product for our local fans, but also exporting that Saudi product to the world. But again, if you look at it from short term, a lot of it is about improving the product domestically, but then how do we share this with the rest of the world as well?
I really like you touched on 2 points that are very important. The fun, it's no longer about the organization. Is a matter of getting the fun at the center of the equation. So I think that definitely, it sounds very familiar on the approach that that we have and most of the successful properties out there have. I think that when it comes to media rights, it's quite interesting to see how. Despite the length of the project so far, still you battling some of the main challenges here in the region, but already looking at how to expand and reach bigger quotes in outside of the region. Do you think that I think you mentioned in the first intervention that currently SPL can be watched in 160 countries. Do you see this an opportunity and a pillar, one of the main pillars, for the growth of and establishment of the league?
Yeah, definitely. I think organically with all that we've been doing in the past 2 years, it created a lot of interest from fans, from media, from other leagues in the football community. And this obviously created an opportunity for us to continue to drive things forward. And today we see that there's a lot of interest in different markets, and that has allowed us for taking probably a deeper look into those markets and can we expand the product in those markets over the next few years, because there's genuine interest. But again, it's a journey, and we're looking at every single opportunity, how we can maximize the impact of that. But I think maybe I just want to circle back as well on one thing, that even though we're focusing a lot on the fan experience, but the product in the day is the competition. So we also need to make sure that is, continues to grow in competitiveness across the different clubs, because that's what people actually end up wanting to see. But we need to be mindful also that people have different ways of how they want to consume the competition, and we need to make sure that we stay current with the different broadcasting and distribution methods and content distribution. So it's a balance about how do we focus on continuing to improve the competition, but then how do we give access to the fans in the best way possible.
Absolutely. I mean, end of the day is the whole build and the whole journey of building a brand. Thank you, Omar. I guess that we're running a little bit out of time. Just as we conclude, just one bonus question for each of you, a quick one. So, if you could choose a single, event or milestone or something that you envision that would be great for your organization, and you have a wish list, what would be the top of your wish, in that wish list? And let's go with you, Omar.
Well, I think my wish is coming true on the 11th of December. So I'll wait till then with the announcement of Saudi hosting the World Cup in 2034.
Very nice. Giorgio?
Well, my wish is we have seen in Europe Japanese players that came from Nakata a long time ago. Now there's also a Saudi player in Roma.
Yes.
And many more to come, I guess. The day that you will see Malaysian players, I accomplished my job.
Okay. Inshallah.
Inshallah.
Yeah.
All right, Aida-san.
For the Japanese football industry, to win the World Cup in 2050, that is our wish.
Inshallah as well, right?
Thank you.
Say, okay, on that note, I think that I just can say thank you very much, gentlemen. I think it's been a pleasant discussion, and I hope it has brought some insights to the audience. I've been told that we are running out of time, so again, thank you very much. Thank you very much to the audience as well, and I very much look forward to see how these dreams, and wish, come through, and I think we all are here because of the love of the game, but also because we are very much looking forward for Asia to go into the next level, because it will just benefit the beautiful game, the part of the game that we are all involved. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.